So this is long overdue. I think I did my last video about 4 months ago. It's not my natural medium. I prefer writing, but I have loads of things to talk about, many and diverse. So let's get started. Since it's my channel, I guess I should talk about me to start with. The book of the Ancestor omnibus has come out with art by Ancestor. This is the numbered edition, which comes in its slipcase, and it's a big chunky book. And I also have ah, the lettered edition, which comes in a box. And there's also a big chunky book, in many ways very similar to the other one. It has very high quality leather cover, smells like a new boot. And like the numbered edition, it has artwork. And here we have sister Apple and Pebble in a touching scene, and there's loads of artwork for it. So I think the lettered editions are sold out, but I think you can still get a numbered edition if you hurry. The world's full of people regretting they didn't buy my omnibuses when they could, and then when they sell out, they lament, "You never told me." And I say, "Well, I've been banging on about this one for 3 years." Um, what else about me? I injured myself, very minor, climbing with grimdark author Luke Skull yesterday. That's why you'll catch glimpses of that. Um, I've been writing my next trilogy, which is called The Academy of Kindness. Kindness as in the kindly ones. It's got a link to the Furies. And I have finished book one a long time ago, and that's gone through all the processes, and now it's a next stage is to proofread. And it will come out, I think, in April next year. And I have seen the rough sketch and also quite a well-developed but uncoloured cover by Tom Roberts, who did the covers for the library trilogy. And it's fine. It's excellent. Really, he's an incredible artist, and I'm quite excited about that cover. It's not sort of a geometrical one like the library trilogy. It's more flowing and naturalistic, and that's actually much closer to his regular style. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. And I have finished the second book in that trilogy, and I'm now going through just making sure everything fits together and rewording a piece or two here and there, and I'll send it off for a copy edit. Oh, well, I'll give it to my beta reader, Agnes, and then react to what she says, and then it will go to a copy edit. And next year is also coming out the bookshop book, which is a kind of standalone that is in the same universe as the library trilogy and has some tenuous links to it, fun links. You don't need to have read the library trilogy to read the bookshop book, but just adds a little flavor, I guess. And I have this comedy sci-fi thing I wrote a while ago called I, Hubert, like in I, Robot. And I've got permission to self-publish that. So I'm thinking of doing a Kickstarter, and I'm just in talks with various people about doing special editions, so they could be like a fancy hardback. So I need to organize myself for that. Takes a lot of sort of mental energy to do all that niff naff, but I'm quite tempted by it as well. So we'll see how that goes. In other news, and here I wanted to share my screen. I'll save that for the end. I was going to say I was going to talk about the SPFBO Champions League, which is coming on nicely, and I'll see if I can show you my share the screen and show you where things stand with that. But I did want to say that I had read the champion for this year, by Blood by Salt by J.L. Odom, and I have read the second book in that series, which is a Haunt for Jackals, and for me, they are brilliant books. If I were to be doing an ordered list of all of the SPFBO books in order of how much I enjoyed them, which is what the judges in the Champions League are doing, then the first one of these would be it'd be in the top two, put it that way. They are they won't be for everyone. They're very low fantasy. There's like hints of magic rather than any actual magic, and it's all people. There's no sort of tentacled monsters or anything of that nature. Um, but it is incredibly well written and very nuanced and adult take on. It's a kind of a militaristic fantasy, but that would mislead you if I don't want you to be put off by that, because it's all about the interactions between the people, and it's got a lot of religion in it, and religious prejudice and racial prejudice, and it has very sort of nuanced takes on the whole thing. It's not one of these moustache twisting, everyone who has a sort of bigoted point of view is a terrible human, and it also resists the everyone who has a who is being persecuted is a wonderful paragon of virtue. It sort of layers everything, and the interactions are all very sort of considered. And I just loved reading it, and I've loved reading this one. Obviously, everyone who is a bigot is a bad person, but this is set in a sort of I guess medieval type world. Yeah, has a Middle Eastern feel to it. Some of the people have sort of some of the religions you could project them onto Muslim and Christian, and also some of the Roman. One of the factions kind of worships Romanesque gods. It's great. So you should definitely pick that up. What else? I have read the fourth book in Shauna Lawless's. Well, she did a trilogy, and this is the start of a new trilogy, but the trilogies are linked. And it's all set in Ireland in around about the year 1000 or 1100, and heavy on Irish mythology, and very very well written again. She does great characterizations, and that's what I was going to say. But both of these authors do great characterization, and there's a pairing in here, a sort of man and a woman, but it's if you ever read, it's the best sort of character pairing that I've read since Fitz and the Fool by Robin Hobb, which is incredibly high praise. Um, it's platonic relationship, we think, but there's sort of many levels to it. You're not even sure if they're friends, but it's fascinating. And I was just going to say that Shauna does character interactions very well. Again, she again reminds me of Hobb in the sort of subtlety that she can bring to those character interactions, things that you kind of really recognize, and that adds value to the characters, so you care about them a lot more because they're suddenly far more human. It's a very rare skill in my experience, and both of these authors have it in spades. So before I go and try and show you the SPFBO stuff, I was going to show you these fine things. I did. This is the 40th anniversary edition of Legend by David Gemmell, and I wrote not the foreword, the afterword, because they invited me to, and I hadn't actually asked for any money, but they gave me money as it turned out, and they also are sending me a copy of every level of this. So this is the sort of base unit, which is a very posh book, and it's got nice illustrations inside it. And these are pretty high end. Like this is from Curious King, who do very high quality, very luxurious books. And this is the deluxe version. I think there's like 200 of these, and it's got a leather cover, and again, illustration and made to an incredibly high standard. And these ones cost about £550, I think. And they are also sending me, I haven't got it yet, one of their, I think it's the lettered edition, and those cost like £2,300 each. So it'll be far and away the most expensive book I've ever owned, and I'm interested to see what it's like. I know that they did make for N.K. Jemisin a very small number of super high-end ones that were the box that they were contained in was made of amethyst, and they retailed for I think $11,000 each, something of that order, and they sold them all. And the guy who runs Curious King, Anthony, he invited me to go and meet with him and a few other people, Joe Abercrombie in Bath, and we had a meal, and he was telling me all this stuff. So that's where my anecdote comes from. So I'm going to finish up with trying to show you this whatchamacallit, this SPFBO Champions League, but you're going to have to bear with me because I have forgotten how to do what is required here. Yeah, I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to do what I want to do. It should be easy, but there's a share button, share screen. There we go. How about that? Don't want to share my entire world. Okay, so I think we are cooking with gas now. Let me. So this is the on my blog, the Champions League page that I hope you can all see. Otherwise, this is going to be a very strange end to the video. And if I scroll down, you will see the 10 bloggers who have kindly volunteered to judge this. And some of them have already ranked and reviewed up to, here we have 6. So the Weather Wax report has put 6 of the books in their order. And if you were to click on any one of these, you would get a link. It would take you to the review that they've just done of the book. So they, for example, have said at the moment, Small Miracles is their #1 ranked book and going down. And obviously to be 10th ranked in this isn't an insult because each of these books has beaten 299 other books. So if you were to come 10th in this, you'll be the 10th out of 3,000 books over 10 years. And some have not yet started. Hello Future Me is a YouTube blog with over 1 million subscribers, and I think he's going to dedicate one long YouTube to it and rank them all. And I felt that that was a good deal for the contestants because although they wouldn't be getting individual reviews, they would be exposed to a large audience that way. And I have a sort of dynamic update. So by combining all of these at any point, I can just generate a current order. So at the moment, we have Orconomics at the top with 44 points and going down like this. But Reign and Ruin here has only been ranked by one of the blogs so far. So the fact it's at the bottom now really means nothing. When all those other scores come in, it will accelerate and it may, could take the top spot. So I would recommend you keep an eye on this because it's good fun. You get them coming in, the lists shift up and down. The next book might be inserted in the middle or might take the top spot and push everything else down. And follow along. Get the 10 champions. They're all excellent books, and read them and put them in your order. All right, I'm going to quit and see if any of this has worked in any degree whatsoever. Catch you next time.